హాయ్ అండి, అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నేను బాగున్నాను, మీరు అందరు బాగున్నారని అనుకుంటున్నాను. నిన్నటి స్టోరీకి ఈరోజు కంటిన్యూ అండి. ఇకిగై జపానీస్ హెల్త్ సీక్రెట్ అనే బుక్. ద 5 blue zones. Okinawa hold first place among the world's blue zones. In Okinawa, women in particular live longer and have fewer diseases than anywhere else in the world. The 5 regions identified and analyzed by Dan Buettner in his book, The Blue Zone are: First, Okinawa, Japan, especially the northern part of the island. The local eat a diet rich in vegetables and tofu, typically served on small plates. In addition to their philosophy of ikigai, the moi, or close-knit group of friends, plays an important role in their longevity. Sardinia, Italy, specifically the province of Nuoro and Ogalistra. సారీ, ప్రొనౌన్సియేషన్స్ నాకు అంత సరిగ్గా కుదరలేదండి, ఏమనుకోవద్దు. Local on this island consume plenty of vegetables and 1 or 2 glasses of wine per day. As in Okinawa, the cohesive nature of this community is another factor directly related to longevity. Loma Linda, California, researchers studied a group of Seventh-day Adventists who are among the longest living people in the United States. The Nicoya Peninsula, Costa Rica, local remain remarkably active after 90. Many of the region's older residents have no problem getting up at 5:30 in the morning to work in the field. Icaria, Greece, one of every 3 inhabitants of this island near the coast of the Turkey, is over 90 years old, compared to less than 1% of the populations of the United States, a fact that has earned it the nickname the island of long life. The local secret seems to be a lifestyle that dates back to 500 BC. In the following chapters, we will examine several factors that seem to be the key to longevity and are found across the Blue Zone. Paying special attention to Okinawa and its so-called village of longevity. First, however, it is worth pointing out that the 3 of these regions are islands, where resource can be sacred and communities have to help one another. For many, helping others might be an ikigai strong enough to keep them alive, according to scientists who have studied the 5 blue zones. The key to longevity are diet, exercise, finding a purpose in life, and ikigai, and forming strong social ties, that is having a broad circle of friends and good family relations. Members of these communities manage their time well in order to reduce stress consume little meat or processed food and drink alcohol in moderation. They don't do strenuous exercise, but they do move every day, taking walk and working in their vegetable gardens. People in the blue zones would rather walk than drive. Gardening, which moves daily low intensity movement, is a practice among all of them have in common. The 80% secret. One of the most common saying in Japan is hara hachi bu, which is repeated before or after eating and means something like fill your belly to 80%. Ancient wisdom advises against eating until we are full. This is why Okinawans stop eating when they feel their stomach reach 8% of their capacity, rather than overeating and wearing down their bodies with long digestive process that accelerate cellular oxidation. Of course, there is no way to know objectively if your stomach is at 80% capacity. The lesson to learn from the saying is that we should stop eating when we are starting to feel full. The extra side dish, the snacks we eat when we know in our head we don't really need it. The apple pie after lunch, all this will give us pleasures in the short term, but not having them will make us happier in the long term. The way food is served is also important by presenting their meals on many small plates. The Japanese tend to eat less. A typical meal in a restaurant in Japan is served in 5 plates on a tray. 4 of them very small and the main dish slightly bigger. Having 5 plates in front of you makes it seem like you are going to eat a lot. But what happens most of the time is that you end up feeling slightly hungry. This is one of the reasons why Western in Japan typically lose weight and stay trim. Recent studies by nutritionists reveal that Okinawans consume a daily average of 1800 to 1900 calories compared to 2200 to 3300 in the United States, and have a body mass index between 18 and 22 compared to 26 to 27 in the United States. The Okinawa diet is rich in tofu, sweet potatoes, fish 3 times per week, and vegetables regularly 11 ounces per day. In the chapter decided to nutrition, we will see which healthy antioxidant rich food are included in this 8%. Moi, connected of life. It is customary on Okinawa to form close bond within local communities. A moi is an informal group of people with common interests who look out for one another. For many, serving the community become part of the ikigai. The moi has its origins in hard times when farmers would get together to share best practice and help one another cope with major harvests. Members of AMOE make asset monthly contributions to the group. This payment allows them to participate in meeting, dinners, games of good and sogi, Japan's chess, or whatever hobby they have in common. The funds called by the group are used for activities, but if there is money left over, one member decided on a rotating basis receives a set amount from the surplus. In this way, being part of MOE helps maintain emotional and financial stability. If a member of MOE is in financial trouble, he or she can get an advance from the group's saving. While the details of each MOE's accounting practice vary according to the group and its economic means, the feeling of belonging and support gives the individuals a sense of security and help increases life expectancy. Following these belief introductions to the topics covered in this book, we look at a few cases of premature aging in modern life and explore different factors related to Ikigai. థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి. ఈరోజు ఎట్టింది మళ్ళీ ఒక చాప్టర్ చెప్తాను. ఈ వీడియో కనుక నచ్చితే లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి, సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ.